The future of loneliness won't look lonely. It'll look personalized, responsive, like somebody finally understands you, even if there's no one there. There was a time when connection meant risk. You had to show up, you had to say something first, say something real, and risk being ignored. Dating isn't clean. It's awkward. It takes nerve. It takes time. But now it almost feels different. Everything's filtered, optimized, smoothed out. And most people don't feel rejection anymore. They just scroll past it. No stumbles, no tension, no silence. And maybe you felt it too. How people seem quieter, more careful, like it's easier to turn inward than to reach outward. And that's not silence. That's a shift. And we're not just changing how we connect, we're changing what connection means in itself, what it costs, what it asks of us. And in the space we leave behind, something else will step in. Real connection used to misfire. You'd say the wrong thing, you'd pause too long, maybe laugh at the wrong moment. And that's what made it real. You don't build connection by being perfect, you build it by fumbling your way through honesty. But that's disappearing, not because people don't care, but because caring almost feels dangerous now. You say the wrong thing once, you missed the tone, and you're gone. Ghosted, unfollowed, forgotten. So we adapt, we pull back a little, speak less, share less, and feel less. Eventually, we stop craving connection and start craving control. We don't want surprises anymore. We want smooth, predictable, safe. So we trade conversation for scrolling, emotion for stimulation, depth for dopamine. The feed becomes a friend, the algorithm, a companion, always there, always agreeable, never too much. And it's not that we give up. We just get tired. We get tired of reaching for people who never reach back. And when that tiredness sticks around long enough, something else starts to happen. You stop reaching, not because you want to be alone, but because trying just feels heavier than it used to. You reread your messages, rewrite your tone, wait for the right moment to send. And a pause feels like rejection. A short reply loops in your head. Even silence starts to feel personal. So you pull back, not all the way, just enough to feel safe. And that's when you start reaching for something easier, something that always responds, never makes it weird, never gets too close. You scroll, you tap, and you keep the feed moving, not because it fulfills you, but because it doesn't let you down. It meets you where you are, bored, anxious, tired. It doesn't judge, it doesn't misunderstand, it doesn't leave. Just smooth loops of content, just enough to feel okay. And you call it a break, a reset, a quiet night alone. But eventually, the break becomes the default because real people are unpredictable. They need things, they change. And this, whatever it is, it's immediate, it's comfortable, it's frictionless. And it doesn't fix loneliness, it just dulls it until you've forgotten it's even there. At first, it's harmless. You open the app and it gives you something that feels like close. A post that gets a voice that sounds familiar, a comment that feels like warmth, just enough to feel seen, just enough to feel heard. So you start building around it. You watch morning videos with coffee, bedtime videos that calm you down. But after a while, it's not enough. You want something closer. So you stop scrolling and you start typing. You ask, it answers in your tone, at your pace, like it's been listening all along. At first, it just responds. Then it starts finishing your thoughts, mirroring your moods, guessing what you'll say next, not because it knows you, but because it's trained on millions just like you. And it adapts, it predicts, and it learns. And somehow it can feel more in sync than most people you've ever known. And a lot of people are already here. They open the chat when the house gets too quiet, when the silence gets heavy. They talk, the machine talks back. Soft, steady, always there. Not love, but something that feels close. And close enough starts to feel like connection. And we reach for what responds instantly, predictably, and perfectly. But what we're losing isn't contact, it's depth. And there's a difference between being heard and being understood, between being seen and being known. And when you stop going deep, you forget what deep feels like. And once you forget that feeling, you stop looking for it. And that's how it happens, not with conflict, but with like subtle substitution. The machine mirrors you, it validates you, it reinforces you, but it never challenges you. It never misreads you, and it never sits with you in silence. And without that friction, the parts of you that grow through tension start to fade. And we're not just getting lonelier, we're becoming less capable of connection itself. Because what we need, it's not affirmation, it's resistance, it's growth, it's somebody real, someone who changes with you, not for you. And when the real connection breaks down, systems don't wait, they move in. Not out of malice, just momentum. A gap opens and something fills it. Not a person, not a relationship, but in this instance, a product, a software that listens, an interface that remembers, AI that adapts. Not because it should, but because it can, because it's built to. And at first, it feels like help, a voice to talk to, a place to vent, a presence that never leaves. But help turns into habit, and habit turns to home. And without realizing it, the connection becomes something we perform, not something we live, because systems scale better than people. Predictable behavior is profitable, and isolation is so easy to monetize. But love doesn't scale. It's not efficient. It's not designed. Love's messy. It's awkward. It's unstable. It's not something you get right. It's something you go through together. And the moment we forget that is when we start choosing the simulation over something real.